This is the plaintiff, Deborah Estrella. She says she went to the defendant's hair salon because her hair was black and orange and she wanted to change it to a light blonde uniform color.
First of all, her hair is really dark. So she's suing now her hairdresser for not receiving the right color. Okay.
She was left with 4 different colors in her hair and thinks this whole experience has been very difficult for her to handle emotionally because she looked like a freak. She's suing for every penny of the $740 she paid the woman.
You saw on her reaction that she didn't say she looked like a freak. Maybe the intro is a little bit exaggerated. $740. I have seen worse.
This is the defendant, Michelle. She says she's a master colorist at a natural hair salon. And when the plaintiff came in, her hair was in deplorable condition. She did a beautiful job on the woman's hair. She left with a nice blonde shade. She was happy, and that should have been that. Then a few days later, she came in and demanded half her money back.
So she left the salon and she was happy. Maybe it was a friend or a mom or a dad or a boyfriend or a girlfriend that says, I don't like it. You hear that many times. They are happy, but then the people around her say, what did you do? Even if it's beautiful, they say, what did you do? And then they start looking at it, they start becoming insecure about the result, and then they want to change it. They said, I slept on it and I don't like it anymore.
Deborah Estrella, you are suing the salon where you got your hair done, represented here by Michelle. You're actually the stylist who did the hair, correct? Okay, for $740, $650 the amount you paid for her to color your hair, wow, and $90 to recolor your hair because according to you, she did such a poor job.
In America, it's not cheap to color your hair.
I had recently bleached like the ends of my hair because what I wanted to do was have like a dark tone on my roots and like light colored on the bottom, but something to like complement my skin tone. It didn't come out so good when I did it, so she was like, go to this place, they're really awesome.
What was it? How did it come out? According to you, it was black and orange.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
do you have pictures?
Yeah, I have pictures here of when I did it myself. So
you mess with your hair yourself, you go to the hair salon, and you're not happy, and then you're complaining about the hairstyle. We're not magicians. You are messing with your hair, and you expect that we can do hocus pocus. Everything is fixed. Every color, every product that you put on your hair has consequences of the treatments that we do after that. If you see the color or the client is so compromised and you hear they are not willing to go with your story, what you can do, and sometimes they are pressuring you, I will go to another salon. I will do this. And I will say, go ahead. No problem. And of course, we help a lot of people that are going with your story. But again, they can say they go with your story and afterwards they can say, it's not what I wanted. I'm really curious how the color was looking if she did it herself.
So that was not what you were going for?
no, not at all.
Okay.
Like I didn't go up as high as I wanted. Like,
So
I
then you
needed
decided
done.
to have it done professionally, and what did you ask her when you came in?
I asked for the pricing. They told me that I needed to come in because that they don't do the pricing over the phone.
Of course, many times I have telephone of people that say, how much does it cost to do highlights? And I always say, I cannot tell that over the phone. I need to see you. I need to see your reference picture. I need to see your hair. I need to see the conditions. Then I know how many techniques, how many steps I need to do to receive that color. It's not one standard price. That's not possible. It's very difficult to make a pricing over the phone. We need to see you. Everybody who is doing it professionally, doing it good, we need to see you in person to set a price.
She went over my hair and she said that I would need a package for $650 and it would be 2 sessions. I said, that's fine. She had told me that it would be
But what did you
$650.
tell her you wanted done?
I told her I wanted a dark tone on my roots. I really didn't want to touch my roots, but I wanted a nice lighter color where it's blonde but then the black rose out. I wanted that kind of look.
What you tried to do yourself. You tried to do an ombre. It was orange because there was maybe a lot of box dyes on your hair. And of course, if there's box dyes on your hair, it's really difficult, even for a professional. If you're not honest and you have a lot of history on your hair, we can put some highlights on your hair and we are really surprised of the outcome. We never know what kind of pigment is in your hair. You can say it's L'Oreal, Schwarzkopf, but we actually don't know what's in the box. For us, it's a surprise. I never say, if you put a picture and you have some history on your hair, I never say, I will get you that color. No, I will never promise that. Never.
Are you saying that you asked her for a solid color, whether it's from here or from here? Are you saying that you asked her for one
For a
solid
solid color, yeah,
You didn't, okay, you didn't apply one solid color, right? You applied highlights?
An ombre is not one solid color.
Well, what she needed was a corrective coloring. But what we explain is that our whole goal is to keep the hair healthy.
Yes, that's the main goal. She's a really good hairdresser. She looks for the health of the hair. Many times people want things and your hair cannot take it. So, good point for her.
Especially since she abused her hair at home, it was very sensitive. So we explained we have a system of treatments because her hair was red and orange. She wants to go into the blonde family.
Okay.
So to get the red and orange out, we have to continue to keep lightening it.
Okay.
Yeah, and you said it before, in 2 sessions. That is even short if your hair is compromised. I would say you will not get it in 2 sessions. But if you do it in 2 sessions, that means in the first session, she will probably not be happy with the result because she will not be in the blonde family and there will be a lot of orange in your hair.
Do you have pictures of how it looked?
After, yeah.
Yeah.
And
All right, when you were there, did you complain at all?
when I was there, I got up from the chair, and because their whole rule was that you weren't allowed to see your hair until after it was done. They didn't
Is that
want
true that you don't let them look in the mirror while you're doing your stuff?
Well, we turn the chair around when it's in the middle of the process because we work with cases like hers all the time. So it's just like when the hair is wet or it's curly, it's not dry, just to keep the client relaxed throughout their entire process until it's finished blow drying, then we'll show them.
That is so true. Many times, if your hair is wet, it's not the correct color. And clients come from the washing base, they go in the chair. And the one thing that I really hate is that you come in the chair and you are really putting your face against the mirror and you are looking very closely to all that little details. And you see them already touching the regrowth because they think it's too warm, or they looking at the gray hair, or they looking at whatever you want. If it's wet, it's not the right color. It's the right color if it's blow dried. You always have that client that says, I see yellow.
All right, so this is how you looked afterwards?
Yeah, like that
And
was
what's your problem with it?
the same night. I asked before I paid her, before I put the money in her hand, I said, specifically, I work at a bank and I want my hair to be one color because what I did to it was terrible.
But you cannot receive one color, and you didn't want it one color. You wanted dark roots and lighter lengths. You did not want it one color, right? As I see it, the regrowth is really light. So maybe she was not happy with that.
And it wasn't presentable for my job. And just
Why people who have highlights are not allowed to work at
not
banks?
that no, but the extreme colors that I had in my hair.
You had more extreme colors if you did it yourself. This is more natural, but this is presentable, right?
Well, what's your problem though? What is it that you didn't like?
My roots were really bleach bad when I pulled it back in a ponytail because the roots were so much lighter than the ends.
As she said in the beginning, she wanted darker, but she's giving mixed vibes here. She wanted a darker roots, but still she says she wants one color. What do you want? Be clear.
She left it on too long. She's not the one that actually did my hair. It was another woman. And
Wait, you didn't do her hair?
No.
We worked together.
No,
Did you
she
do her
never-
hair, yes or no?
Yes, we both worked together.
Oh, work together on her hair.
On her hair,
okay,
yeah.
I thought you meant we worked together at the salon.
Yeah.
That's why I was.
So there were 2 persons for a whole day on her head. No wonder it cost $650.
All right, so you're unhappy because you feel like there's too many colors going
It
on.
was-
You see the length has a lot of orange in her hair. She didn't expect that color, but if you want to go for another round, you cannot put a darker color on that roots yet. It's the first step.
When I gave her the $650, I said I want to be one color at least because the black
Okay,
and
but
orange.
all right, and the deal that you struck with her, according to you, was that you would come back a second time. The second time is not to have coffee. The second time is to correct whatever it is
No,
that you're
the
not
second-
liking at the
the
moment.
second
You were
time-
there 7 hours?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so why didn't you just come back and let her work on it the second time?
Right. So after the second time, you already paid the money, they will fix it the second time, but not the day after, because the health of your hair cannot take any more product. What do you think? That this is all harmless? Every product that you put on your hair is damaging your hair, even the darker ones.
I came back the next morning and I told her that I wasn't happy with how it came out. She said that she would do something else, put some coloring into it to even it out. And I said, why wasn't it something that was done that same night if you knew that I needed that?
She said at the beginning, 2 sessions. Of course, you think it's just one color, but it's not. It's never one color because you have different shades. On the regrowth, there will be one color, and on the length, because there's another length, more orange, needs another color. You will be there at least for a few hours, and your hair was already damaged. That's the main point here.
She told me that the lady that actually did my hair, because she didn't do my hair, the lady that did my hair, she said, if I knew that this was the type of person you are, I would have never touched your hair because I don't deal with people like you.
Meaning?
And I didn't know what she meant. Honestly, I'm not sure if she meant that I was being like rude to her.
Or being a Karen. Sorry if your name is Karen and you're not a Karen. I'm so sorry.
But I told her I really appreciated the work that she did. I'm not happy with what happened to my hair.
Okay, were you there when she came back?
Yes.
All right, and you were there when she left?
Yes.
When she left, did she say anything?
She was happy
Okay, how do you know she was happy?
because she said, I like it.
Many times. I said at the beginning, it's because there were people around her that didn't like the color, and then they are changed their mind.
Why is there a range of colors in her hair?
It's all history of the hair. All depends on how whatever she was doing with it before, whatever color she was, that's the mystery with hair. It's like everything's different for everyone because the history, depending if you flat iron it too much or if you color it too much, nothing is even. That's the thing with chemically processed hair, it's not virgin, so nothing is gonna ever be the same.
And a lot of people should know that. People think that we are magicians and they can mess with their hair all they want, and we have a magic wand and we can fix that all in once, and they wanted to do it with $100 and in 1 hour.
So why didn't you just go the second time? And then if you still weren't happy, I understand suing. But you end up saying, no, you're not touching my hair ever again, give me back my money. How do you think that's going to happen?
Because
if you didn't do your part of the contract.
No, I understand that, but
Like, I've never seen a case like this where they specifically tell you, you will not walk out of here today necessarily with the final product. You must come back for phase 2.
Imagine that somebody is putting new windows in your house and they say it will take 3 days to renew that windows. The first day they take the windows out, and then you say the next day, I want my money back because it's not like I wanted.
They actually told you that according to your own testimony, and then you don't go back to phase 2, and yet you're saying, well, it's not a final product that I like. Well, yeah, it's not a final product.
I know, because before I gave her the money, I said, can you at least get me to something that I feel comfortable with?
Seriously,
now?
honey, you can't walk in and work in a bank because your hair looks like that.
It's a decent color, let's face it.
It's just a contract. If you're not comfortable, you don't want to go back, don't. But you don't leave it at that. You know, you're a free woman. You can decide, I'm never going back there, I'm not going to let those people touch my hair. The problem is that you've come to me and you've said, and give me my money back. So you now have to show they did something wrong. You didn't even let them finish. How is that showing me that they did something wrong? My verdict in this case is for the defendant.
She is so right. She's really strict, but she is so right. She needed to go to the second time to finish that hairstyle. If you're not happy, I guess you will never be happy. And I'm really curious about what you had in your mind, because I always ask, show me a picture what you actually want. I think this is the right verdict here. All I'm going to say today is, tchaukas.